Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Maaike. Today I am going to be talking again about some new makeup releases. I try to do these every month, but I don't always feel that there's enough coming out that I would like to mention. But now with like Halloween collections and holiday collections being announced, I knew there would be enough to talk about. There isn't a lot I want to get, and I definitely left a couple of things off of the list that I normally mention, but anything Morphe, anything Makeup Revolution, I've kept it off the list because it's just too much. And I was like, you know, I keep saying about almost everything that comes out by Morphe, it's too many shades. And with Makeup Revolution, I'm always like, nah, I'm not too sure about the quality. So that's why I've decided to just, you know, unless they really do something that sparks my interest, I'm no longer going to be featuring those brands. But since I've got quite a few things again to talk about, let's just start with it straight away. The Charlotte Tilbury, what's it called? Instant Eye Palette Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize. Features 12 shades and it's going to be £60. Not sure when this is out yet. This may already be available. And I have a few of the Charlotte Tilbury quads that I love. I've got 2 of them. But I just feel that her color stories just aren't that interesting. Like, I think she does one of these larger palettes every single year. And sure, there are always like different tones in it. But I think you could buy one of these and then you'd be set. Like, you don't need these. And when I look at the shades in this one, I mean, it's a lot of warm tone browns. And really the only part of this that really intrigues me is the little brown, like bronzy tone quad towards the end. That's the only thing I would really go for here. So £60 for a palette like that? Nah, not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. ColourPop I do like to mention in these videos, even though they also come out with way too much. They came out with a coral palette, so in their 9-pan collection, Coats to Coral. Pretty? Yeah, sure. Am I a big fan of coral eyeshadow? No. Do I understand why they're coming out with a coral eyeshadow palette in September? No. Releases over the summertime. Why wasn't this released in like June? Like, why now? Like, unless someone is really desperate to try and hang on to like, I want it to be summer always kind of vibes, I can see why you would want to get this, but I also haven't heard a lot of people talking about this, so I don't think it was really received super well. I think it can be pretty, but no, I'm not someone who's really into that. And then Too Faced is coming out with some like red tone kind of things. I'm not even sure what Too Faced is all about anymore at this moment. Like, can they like just not? And now they have this cinnamon bear eyeshadow palette with like reddish tones. And also I saw this other palette that I didn't even mention in the previous video that was already announced then, with these like plums. I think it's some sort of collab. Like, I'm just going to quote Angelica Newquist here. Like, who asked for this? Like, who wants this? Does Too Faced even know what's going on in a makeup game? Next up, I would like to mention the Huda Beauty Haze Obsessions palettes. And I'm not gonna lie, some of you already told me about these the minute they launched. This was announced like the day I filmed my previous new releases video, so I couldn't put it in that one because I'd already filmed it. I'm also right now filming this on a Friday, so I'm pretty sure that by tonight and tomorrow we will have many more products that are being announced, but I will just make sure to mention those in my next video. But yeah, these look nice, but I do have to say that I don't really understand the color story. I like a lot of these mini palettes by Huda Beauty. I have quite a few. But for this, I'm like, the Khaki Haze one looks nice, but then it has 2 like orange tones. Why? The purple one looks nice, but it only has 3 purples. Why? And then we have the Sand Haze, which has like a lavender kind of shimmer. So for me, it would only make sense if I would buy all 3 and rearrange the shades. Like, and I feel that way actually about some of these Huda Beauty lines. I think the pastel ones as well, like some shades work together, but others, like, I don't really see it coming together here. I think that the Khaki one is still like the one that speaks to me the most, because that seems to have the most like interesting shimmers. But those two like orange tones in there, man, like why? Just make them vibrant greens. Like why? No, just no. Oh yeah, so, oh, I just saw that they're also going to be doing a larger palette, so I'll show you that towards the end of this video. But Lime Crime is coming out with a holiday collection, and they're going to be doing a 8-pan called the Greatest Hits Classics. And I can already tell you that all of these shades, I think I already own in my Lime Crime eyeshadow collection. So I think this is very clever. It seems to be mostly mattes, maybe with like 1 or 2 like shimmers, kind of satiny kind of shades. But I know that Fresca is in the Lime Crime Venus XL, as is Botticelli, and in Bloom as well, I believe. Shell too. Venus, I think, is in the original Venus, and Mud, I believe, is from the Venus 2. But most of these shades I already have, but I have to say, you know how I feel about rosy tones. If I didn't already own a lot of these shades, this would have definitely gone onto the wish list. But I did buy myself the Rose Decadence 6-pan by Pat McGrath earlier this month, like in September. So, because she had a couple of sales going on, so I bought a few things. Because, yeah. It was, so I already, like, I'm set. Like, rosy tones, I already have so many of them, and I still keep buying them. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, this berry sort of mauve-y palette, if this goes on like a huge sale for Black Friday, I might still be interested just to have it as a curated color story. But to be quite honest, I already have it in other palettes, so I don't need these. In fact, I think I'd be better off just getting the Venus 1 and 2, like the ones I'm still missing from like their mini 8-pan palettes. And then I would have the entire Lime Crime family anyways. So maybe not buy this one, but buy some older palettes. Maybe that would be a better idea. Then we have Nomad Cosmetics. So I actually just got myself a Nomad Cosmetics palette over the summer. I have yet to take pictures. I usually save up when I have like a bunch of pictures to take. So I save up my products and then I take the pictures and then I start trying it. So so that also means that at this moment, I really just want to try that palette first before I try anything else by the brand. And the one that I got by them is the Tokyo Harajuku, because it's a more pastel tone palette. And I didn't own that many pastels yet, so I definitely wanted to remedy that. But this palette is the, what's it called? Cartagena, inspired by Colombia, but it's pinks and warm tones and yellows. So this is sort of like a more curated version of like the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2. That's what it reads like to me, at least in the picture I have here. Pretty, for sure. My vibes, not at all. So this is not one that is going to go onto my wish list. Even if I love the formula, I think I might want to go for something else. I hope they come out with a really cool, like cool tone palette by this brand. That would be lovely. I don't feel they really do a good cool tone palette yet. Oh yeah, so I said I wasn't going to mention Makeup Revolution, but of course they came out with that Friends collection. Why? Why Friends? Like, I'm not a big Friends fan. I'm sorry if you now unsubscribed from my channel, but Friends and me, we never got on. I've watched episodes and I was like, why does everybody like this? So I've never really got the hype. And now we're getting makeup collections? No, just no. BH Cosmetics is coming out with a Halloween collection, the Full On Crazy palette. And they also have a Little Bit Psycho palette. I now know that BH can do very, very good quality eyeshadow, for sure. This color story of the larger palette that I think is called the Full On Crazy is interesting. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not sure how it would all come together. And I feel that in the small one, we get a couple of shades that overlap. But we also get a couple of shades that I actually would have preferred to have in the larger palette. So this is one of those situations where I feel you kind of need both. And to me, that's just not worth it. With these color stories, I just know I wouldn't use it enough. So that's why I would be passing up on the new BH Halloween collection for sure. Well, I already mentioned Too Faced, but they have new minis coming out, like these mini like 8-pan palettes. And I've had a look at these before, like when they did that sugar cookie one, I thought that was very pretty, but it was just very neutral, and I was like, I already have these shades a million times over. And then I look at what they're doing now. So they have the Light My Fire and Kitty Likes to Scratch. What the hell? What's that name about? And then they have the Salted Caramel and the Gingerbread Spice. I don't know about you, but if I look at all 4 of these, like, can we just get one? Because they all look so similar. Like, why are these so similar? Like, Too Faced, come on, get out of the warm tone game. You need to come out with some really, really interesting things, and it's not this. Sorry. Oh, this did really look nice. It's a new brand. Yeah, new brand, new product, Cash Beauty, and it's the Secret Treasure eyeshadow palette. But like, I think that the just the vibe of this picture, this like vintagey seafaring kind of vibe, like pirates galore, like that just really speaks to me. But then when I look at the shades that you get in this palette, lots of warm tones. I'm wearing warm tones today on my eyes, and I feel it looks fine. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Storm palette, by the way. I finally am putting it on my face. This is the first look I did, so I can't say anything about it yet. But yeah, this is just not the kind of thing that I need in my eyeshadow palette collection. I'm terribly sorry. Then we have MAC Cosmetics. They're coming out with a holiday collection, of course. And I know some people really like MAC limited edition collections. I'm not sure, like it used to be such a big thing. And I just look at this and I'm like, the packaging is nice. Those highlighters look okay. But just no. Like traditionally MAC's limited edition collections are not, like they don't always have the same quality as standard MAC products. So I've always just stuck to buying standard MAC products, and I've never really bought anything from their limited edition collections. Back when it was the thing to get, I definitely did get a couple of things, but I just never really ended up using them enough. So most of what I have by MAC is from standard collections. And I think the things that weren't from standard collections by now I've decluttered. So oh yeah, Fenty Beauty is coming out with a new Diamond Bomb shade in Rosé Rave. And I have to say that this looks really nice, but I have one of the duo highlighters, the Kilowatt highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal, and it's not my favorite. It's just not. So I feel a little bit like, I love the Fenty Beauty bronzer. That is like one of my favorite bronzers, but the highlights, I just feel I have better highlights in my collection, so that's why I'm a bit like, even though this seems to be like a bit more sparkly, and it seems to have a lovely, almost like glass-like finish, but it does have a lot of pink to it, so it may also not be completely right for my skin tone. It would be a product I would have to see in real life. Unfortunately, I do not have Fenty Beauty where I live, and the only way I can see it is if I were to go to Paris, which of course, right now I'm not traveling, so this is a no from that perspective. Oh, more Charlotte Tilbury. So she has that larger palette coming out, and there seems to be a new quad palette of pops in Dazzling Diamonds. Pretty, and I think, it seems to come also in some sort of kit? Or is it just the holiday collection? I think it's just the holiday collection. So there's a couple of new products here, but I don't think I need these. I don't need these. Something I was surprised to read is that Lorac is going to be rebranded. And I think Lorac is now all of a sudden stocked on Beauty Bay as well. I just saw a picture of Beauty Bay posting that they are now stocking Lorac. So I was like, okay, that's great. It's a bit easier to get then if you're in Europe. But yeah, they seem to be redoing their packaging. There seems to be a Noir palette now and a Soleil, so I'm not sure what's going on. Is it limited edition? Is this going to be available here? I have no clue, but just so you know, in case you missed it. Something that really intrigued me when I saw it are these like mini palettes by LA Girl. Like, hello. Like, I've tried a few things from LA Girl that I quite liked. I don't think I've ever tried their eyeshadow formula though. but they seem to have like two, like one that's really like oranges and warm tones, one is like pinks and berries, purples, and then one is like some warm tones, but it seems to have some cooler tones as well, and then one that has some cool tones with like maybe a pop of orange. I'm not entirely sure where at this moment I can get LA Girl from. I think Boozy Shop still stocks them, but I'm not sure if they're getting this collection. But this looks pretty nice. They're 10 euros each. We probably get a markup by like 5 euros, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, these are interesting. I think they have some cool color stories. Like these color stories just appeal to me a lot more than the Huda Beauty ones that she came out with. But I do think that it may be very similar to things I already own. But yeah, that one in the like bottom right corner with those grays and that silver, that really, really, really speaks to me. It reminds me a bit of the Smoky Obsessions by Huda Beauty, which I never got because it was discontinued before I could buy it. Pat McGrath, I already mentioned Pat McGrath just now that I got a few other things. But she's released her holiday collection, and there is a new eyeshadow palette, which is the Celestial Divinity palette with 18 shades. And for Pat McGrath, it's a really good price point. Like, it's a pretty good deal. I think it's like $75, which for Pat McGrath, I have to say, is good. It's just, it's warm tones with purples. I would buy it for the purples, but I don't need a lot of what's going in here. There's like literally 4 shades out of the 18 that speak to me. It does seem to have a lot of shimmer, which is what I'm happy with. What I'm much more interested about from this collection are the little quads. So I actually bought one of her quads last year when she first came out with them. I bought the Nocturnal Nirvana, and I'm actually really liking that one. And there are 2 here that do appeal to me. It's just, as I mentioned, I already bought some Pat McGrath stuff in the past month that I feel just like if these stay in stock, like the quads from last year, because you can still buy those, they go out of stock and then they come back again. So you just need to put yourself on a watch list. But I think it's Fleur Fantasia and Risque Rose. Those 2 quads do really appeal to me because they have these like lavendery kind of shades. However, what I also feel with Pat McGrath is that she does a lot of shades that, you know, if you're a makeup artist, from a makeup artist perspective, I can understand why you would do that. But for me as a consumer, I just feel that the shades aren't always super unique. And I feel that if you have a couple of Pat McGrath things, that things start to overlap. Mel Thompson is actually really good at comparing everything and showing you how similar things are. But yeah, I think that those 2 like more rosy, lavendery kind of quads, those are totally up my street. So this brand I've mentioned before, I believe, the Copacetico Cosmetics, something like that, I'm not sure. They're coming out with the Companion palette, which looks really nice, but like, I can't remember what palette I just said it from. Oh, the ColourPop Coral one. Like, why is this being released now? Like, it's so springtime for me that I think that this is released in the wrong time of the year. So I won't be getting this anytime soon anyways. Anastasia is coming out with a mini soft glam. Like, why? Why doesn't everyone who wants to own the soft glam own it by now? I don't think you're going to entice people to really buy this with just 8 shades, which I think has 2, maybe 3 shimmers, and everything else is matte. Like, it's clever from a travel perspective. I can see why, but no, I don't need this. Marc Jacobs has a new eyeshadow palette, the Very Merry Cherry edition, Terrific, I think it's called. I think I still have it. I never decluttered it, I never got rid of it, but I did buy one of those Marc Jacobs palettes at some point, and I did really like the quality of them. I just never really felt that he came out with any color stories that really appealed to me, and I ended up just not using the one that I had a lot because it's just all shimmer. I think the one I had a really nice couple of like metallic shades, so that was good. I just think that in this palette, there's only 2 shades I really want, and everything else is a bit neutral. I do think though that if you're someone who loves neutrals and you just want that pop of a berry and you don't want your palettes to be too big, that this is a very clever one. I think this can appeal to a lot of people. Oh yeah, ColourPop came out with another new thing. What else is new? The Sandstone collection. Do I need to say more? Warm tones, boring. I would buy it for that like olivey green and this other like more like duochrome kind of shimmer that it seems to have. Seems to be called, again, something with sky. That seems good. Nice. Yeah, sure. If it's got the ColourPop quality that we all know and love, and I love that this is coming with square pans in this like rectangular packaging, 15 pans, nicely curated. I can get down with this, but it needs to have a different color story because this, no, just no. Zoeva Beauty is coming out with some new Hydrofix UV palettes, and I think like Zoeva Beauty is one of those brands that I feel do very interesting things, but that for me as just a regular person, it's just a bit much. So I think these are supposed to be used as liners, but are they water activated? So they've got a pastel and a neon. Yeah, I think that these are water activated, almost like cake liner kind of things that you can use for like liner work. And oh, they even seem to like show up in black light and whatever. Cool, really cool idea. I think this is super unique and different, but it doesn't suit my makeup aesthetic. If I were this like Instagram baddie with like lots of lid space, it might work, but that's not me. Hourglass is, like every year, coming out with a new ambient lighting palette. I had a look at one of these in real life last year, and then I realized I didn't need these because I already own all of these Hourglass products that I'm interested in as a single. So, no, this is also not going to be something I'm going to buy. Something that I'm definitely, this one is on the wish list. Let's talk about something that I do like. And that's the It's Freaking Bats palette by Shroud Cosmetics and Beauty Bean. I am a bit bummed though because I actually just ordered myself the Shroud Cosmetics Arcana palette, which has been on my wish list for a year, and now I just wish that I had held out so I could have ordered both palettes at the same time. But yeah, by the time I placed my order, this had not yet been announced. So that's why it's a bit of a shame, but yeah, I'm still waiting on the shipping notification. So maybe, fingers crossed, that I can ask when I place the order for this one that they can join the orders together. That would be lovely. If not, I'm gonna have to pay for shipping twice. Oh well. Shipping from Shroud is a bit pricey, so I'm a bit nervous about this one, but this is definitely on the wish list. I'm not sure if this is permanent or not. It doesn't say anything about it. I hope it is. It seems to have a really cool duochrome. It's got teals. It's got a periwinkle. I think Betty Jean did a really, really good job curating this color story. And I couldn't wait. Like, I can't wait to get my hands on this. So I think this is actually releasing the day I'm posting this video. So I'm definitely going to be setting my alarm for this one so I can buy it. ColourPop Hocus Pocus. I'm pretty sure people wanted me to talk about this one as well. I really like that movie, I have to say. Hocus Pocus has to be like one of my favorite Halloween-y kind of movies. Even though I thought it was super scary when I was a kid. Who else felt that way? I certainly did. It has a couple of nice shades. I like the berries, I like the greens. It seems to have this like grayish blue tone that I like. But that's about 5 shades out of the 15 that you get in here. Everything else, I'm like, I already have it. I don't need it. It's too warm toned. Next. Oh, and I saw this and I just really thought the packaging looked really cool. This is Trixie Cosmetics. It's a collab, the Red Scare collection, and it comes with a really stunning red lipstick. Do I need this? No, because I have plenty of red lipsticks. So this is just not something I'm going to buy, but I just thought that heart-shaped bullet, like the heart-shaped packaging, was just really, really cute. And it looks like a really good, vibrant red shade. Melt has come out with new stacks, but they are for the face, which I think is really cool. They seem to be now doing stacks, like redoing the eyeshadow stacks into palettes, which I'm good. I'm fine with that, but it's good that they still like keep this stack idea. And I think that this can make it really nicely curated if you're traveling, to just have your stack with your powder and your bronzer or whatever. It just seems to be very sort of like not pale girl friendly. So I'm gonna skip on this because I don't really think it's for me. Plus I don't contour anymore at all. So I have no purpose for this in my life. Then I have Davina is coming out with some new eyeshadows. I think they're launching pretty soon. But by the time this video is up, they will have come out. It's the Aurora Flare collection, and I've highlighted a couple of their shades. There's Thermosphere, and I think I also listed another. Oh, I think that's just one, just to represent the entire collection. Seems to be multi-chromes. I do really like multi-chromes, but I just need to use the ones that I have a lot more. But I really like how vibrant these seems to look. Very often multi-chromes are quite deep because they seem to have a black base to get that shift going. And these seem to be very vibrant, and yeah, if this restocks, then I would be interested. It's a really interesting shade. And then I saw Angelica Newquist tweet about, or post about, a BH Cosmetics palette, the Blueberry Muffin. I missed out on, like, how did I miss this? Because this is blues, grays, teals, and browns. This is cool tones. Like, how did I miss this? So I'm not sure where I can find it. It seems to be available from Beauty Bay. But with BH Cosmetics, I've also found that very often they very quickly discontinue their product. So now I'm like, can I still get this? I would definitely put this on a wish list for Black Friday, for sure. The Blueberry Muffin palette by BH. Because this looks very similar to the Love in London, and I love that one. And I think those two combined, ooh, yeah, I think I like it. I think I like it. This month, Essence is supposed to come out with some new makeup again. So I'm sort of like stalking their Instagram to see what they're coming out with. I'm not sure if these three palettes are part of their like redo or not. But there's the Daily Dose of Love, Daily Dose of Power, Daily Dose of Energy. Especially the Power one with like the teals and the turquoises. If that's nice, maybe that's okay. But I'm not at this point. I still need to try all those Catrice products, and then when the Essence ones come out, I will buy some Essence stuff. So not sure if I can still get this at that time, but we'll see. So then the last things I want to mention are the Catrice Advent calendar that's coming out. This is one where I'm sort of umming and ahhing whether I should just buy it to make content with for my channel. But I had a look at what's in the calendar because they kind of show you that, and there's a lot in it that I already know that I don't like. So I don't think it would be worth it. It would be something I would buy, and then I would probably end up decluttering like 75% of it, which is not, like, that's just not what I want to do. So let me know in a comment down below if you are very interested in this and want me to do a video on it. I'm not sure whether anyone would like to. Maybe I can do it. It's just, I'm not sure if it's worth it in the end. It would be such a shame if I declutter most of it in the end. And then I mentioned Lime Crime somewhere at the beginning, but what I didn't know until today, as I was sitting down to film this video, is that they're actually also launching a larger 18 palette, like 18 shade palette called the Greatest Hits Bangers eyeshadow palette. And then they have the Greatest Hits Classics, which is the 8-pan, but they're also coming out with a larger palette. And that larger palette does look really nice, but that's what I'm saying. I think that if I just put all of my Lime Crime palettes together, that it would work. However, if this comes to the Netherlands and it's like on sale for Black Friday, that larger palette would definitely be up my street. Like, it's very stunning. I love how grungy it looks, and it does have a couple of really, really good shades, it seems. But like I said, I don't need it because I already own so many Lime Crime palettes. So I really don't need it. But that's the color story that I can get down with. Like, I love how they've curated it. So with the dusty roses and like some cooler tones and then some bright pops. It's got some teals in there too, some grayish greens. Yeah, love the color story, but I don't need it because I already own so much Lime Crime. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, that we could chat about some new makeup again. So please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, so I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!